Whipping boy. In old times, kings and princes were seen as too important to be punished. No one was allowed to hit or yell at a prince, even if he was rude or disobedient. So instead, they punished his best friend. This boy was called a whipping boy. If the prince did something wrong, the whipping boy got spanked instead. The idea was, if the prince saw his friend in pain, he would feel bad and learn to behave. People believed this emotional guilt would teach him a lesson. Sounds strange now, but that's how things worked in royal families. Sin eater. In some places long ago, when someone died, their family would place bread on their chest. Then a man would come and eat the bread. People believed that when he ate it, he also took on the dead person's sins. This man was called a sin eater. His job was to carry away the bad things the person had done in life so they could rest in peace. Sin eaters were often poor and disliked. People feared them, thinking they were full of evil. But still, someone had to do the job. Gong farmer. Toilets in the Middle Ages weren't great. Waste went into big pits underground, but those pits had to be cleaned out. That's where the gong farmer came in. He worked at night, climbing down into the dirty pits with a shovel. He cleaned out human waste and carried it away. The job smelled terrible and was dangerous, but it paid well because nobody else wanted to do it. Would you? Knocker up. Before alarm clocks, how did people wake up for work? They hired a knocker-up. This person walked around early in the morning and tapped on windows with a long stick or shot peas through a straw to wake people up. It was common during the Industrial Revolution when being late could get you fired. And yes, some knocker-ups even had their own knocker-up to make sure they didn't oversleep. Leech collector. Long ago, doctors thought blood-sucking leeches could cure sickness, so they needed a lot of leeches. That's where the leech collector came in. They would walk into muddy water and stand still for a long time. The leeches would attach to their legs and they would collect them in jars. It was a painful, slow, and gross job. Some collectors lost a lot of blood or got infections, but they did it to earn a living and help doctors with their strange medicine. Resurrectionist. In the 1800s, medical students needed real bodies to learn about anatomy, but there weren't many legal ways to get them, so some men started digging up graves. They were called resurrectionists, and they sold the stolen bodies to medical schools. To doctors, it was helpful, but to families, it was scary and wrong. And the law? It was a serious crime, but still, it became a job for those willing to break the rules. Powder monkey. On old warships, cannons needed gunpowder to fire. But who brought the gunpowder? Powder monkeys, usually young boys. They ran back and forth during battles, carrying bags of gunpowder to the cannons. It was dangerous work. One trip, one mistake, and boom. It could all go wrong. But they were small, fast, and brave. That's why they were chosen. Human alarm clock. This was a little different from the knocker-up. Some people were paid to stay awake all night and wake others up at the right time. They might gently knock, play music, or even throw a small stone at your door or window to get you up. Imagine being paid to stay awake while others sleep, just to help them be on time. Sounds wild, but it worked. Even back then, people had to be on time for work. Subscribe for more.